From chilling clips of skinwalkers morphing into dogs to lure unsuspecting victims, to spine-tingling footage of creepy window stalkers, and even a harrowing video of genuine spirit possession captured in India. Late at night, when the streets are quiet and shadows seem to stretch longer, be wary of who or what you encounter, because who knows, it could be a skinwalker in disguise, waiting for the right moment to strike. Stay alert.
Where did it go? What?
This wild video was posted on Instagram, showing a driver's unsettling encounter with what seemed like an ordinary dog. As the driver was cruising down a quiet street, a playful dog popped up out of nowhere. It stood on its hind legs, almost like it wanted a pat. Naturally, the driver reached out to pet it, recording the whole thing. But here's where things take a terrifying turn. The dog suddenly vanishes into thin air. Gone. Just like that. The driver, shocked, reviewed the footage and noticed something even stranger. The dog didn't have a reflection in the side mirror the entire time. Viewers of this clip are losing their minds, throwing around theories that it could have been a skinwalker, a creature known for preying on unsuspecting victims. Whatever it was, one thing's for sure. After watching this, I'm definitely steering clear of any stray dogs at night. No way am I risking that kind of encounter. Floods are devastating enough on their own, but the aftermath, sometimes it's even more terrifying than you'd expect. But I bet you've never seen an after effect quite like this. This isn't a scene from some nightmare-inducing horror movie. It's a real-life video captured in Pakistan. What you're looking at are trees completely covered in thick layers of spiderwebs, stretching from the highest branches to the roots. Walking through this trail feels like you've stepped straight into a spider-infested nightmare. The trees look like mummified corpses, draped in ghostly webs, as if they've been trapped by some monstrous, otherworldly creature. But no, it's not the work of a giant spider. It's the result of thousands of real spiders forced to take refuge in these trees after a massive flood. With the ground submerged, these spiders had no choice but to move up and weave their webs all over the trees, transforming the entire landscape into something straight out of a horror story. Honestly, you could grab one of these trees and you'd be all set for Halloween without even needing to decorate. Locking your doors at night isn't just about keeping out burglars. It might also save you from a close encounter with something far wilder. If you don't believe me, just wait until you see this next video. This footage comes straight from China, where a security camera captured a massive bear casually walking into a shop late at night. The craziest part, the shop owner was peacefully sleeping just a few feet away. In the video, the bear effortlessly stands on its hind legs and swings the door open like it's just another customer looking for snacks. It then wanders inside, searching through the shelves for food, completely unaware that the shop's owner is snoozing nearby. It's only when the bear starts rustling around that the owner wakes up, still groggy and unaware of the danger lurking right next to him. You can almost feel the moment his sleepy eyes fully register the giant bear in his shop. Once the reality sinks in, the shopkeeper quietly grabs his phone and makes a break for it, running out the door while the bear remains distracted by its midnight snack hunt. Luckily, the bear doesn't chase after him, and the video ends with the owner safe outside. I can only imagine the heart-pounding fear that must have hit him once he realized he was inches away from one of nature's most powerful predators. Needless to say, the shop owner is probably installing triple locks on his doors from now on. When the alarm at a cafe goes off in the middle of the night, you might expect a break-in or some other disturbance. But for this cafe owner, the true shock came from what the security camera footage revealed. At first glance, the security footage from the cafe looks like any ordinary night. Just empty chairs, tables, and the usual closed cafe ambiance. But then, something startling zips past the chairs in a flash. Slowing down the video reveals what appears to be a black shadow or smoky figure darting at incredible speed. According to the owner, this eerie appearance coincided with the alarm going off, making it the prime suspect for the disturbance. But here's the big question. What on earth was that? The shadowy form has no distinct shape or appearance, just a smoky, formless entity. If you ask me, this smoky form might just be a restless spirit seeking a midnight brew, only to find the cafe was closed. It seems ghosts have hobbies, just like the rest of us. Some apparently take up midnight culinary classes and practice their skills as ghostly master chefs. This spine-chilling video comes from a security guard working the night shift at a Thai restaurant. After hearing strange metal clanging sounds from the kitchen, he decided to investigate. What he found was straight out of a horror flick. A spatula and pan were moving on their own, seemingly in the midst of a ghostly cooking session. The pan was floating in midair, and the spatula was stirring as if guided by an invisible hand. It was as if the ghostly presence was hard at work preparing a meal. Despite his fear, the guard stood his ground and recorded the eerie scene until it ended. It's a scene that's both unsettling and oddly intriguing. What could a ghost possibly be cooking? Perhaps even in the afterlife, some spirits enjoy whipping up a little culinary magic. If you're an alien believer, you've probably heard of the mysterious Malarians. But if not, this video is your perfect introduction to the phenomenon.
There's nobody in here. It's just a big field. What is that?
This video was uploaded on Reddit by a user claiming to have captured a potential unknown flying object while out walking their dog. In the footage, you can see a strange, round object hovering in the sky. At first glance, it looks like a simple balloon, until you zoom in. That's when things get weird. The object appears solid, not the flimsy, lightweight material you'd expect from a balloon. It just hovers there, motionless, defying the typical behavior of anything carried by the wind. Eventually, the cameraman loses sight of the object, and the video ends. But not before leaving everyone with questions. Reddit commenters, of course, went wild with theories. But the most popular one, this is the latest peaceful visit by the Malarians, extraterrestrial beings often mistaken for UFOs, because they resemble mylar balloons. Known for their soft and passive nature, it's said they come to study humans. Honestly, if they're that chill, I don't mind if they're just floating around, observing us. Spirit possession, a phenomenon tied to ghosts, demons, and spirits, often leaves people feeling uneasy, and this chilling video from Pune, India, shows just how terrifying it can be. She was definitely possessed. The footage comes from a school in Pune where a student was reportedly overtaken by a demonic entity. In the video, you can see a group of students and a teacher trying to restrain a girl. At first, it's not clear why they're holding her down, until suddenly she stiffens and lets out a bone-chilling, guttural growl that doesn't sound human. One boy tries to keep her still, but her body seems to resist, as if something far stronger is controlling her. Then, the moment that leaves you breathless, her body starts to lift off the ground, levitating as if pulled by some unseen force. The students struggle to hold her down as her body stiffens even more, twisting in unnatural, contorted ways. The whole scene feels surreal, like something out of a horror movie. But the fear in the air is very real. Even the teacher looks utterly bewildered, unsure of how to handle the terrifying situation. One thing's for sure, the girl definitely needed help. And fast, because what was happening to her was beyond the ordinary. There are countless creatures that roam the earth millions of years ago, now lost to the sands of time. But the one that has always fascinated me the most is the mighty mammoth. So, imagine my excitement when I stumbled upon a video showcasing the discovery of one of these ancient giants in the frozen wilderness of eastern Siberia.
Вот он, красавец.
The video you just watched comes from the icy depths of northern Siberia, where a truly remarkable find was unearthed. A well-preserved mammoth, affectionately named Genya, was discovered there. This ancient behemoth offers a rare glimpse into the lives of these majestic beasts that once dominated the frozen landscapes during the ice ages. And while its sheer size is awe-inspiring, the real shock came during the examination of Genya's remains. Scientists discovered that this mammoth was likely killed by humans during the Ice Age, revealing a direct link between our ancestors and these mighty creatures. Despite the toll of time and cold on Genya's DNA, scientists remain hopeful that better preserved mammoth specimens could one day unlock the door to cloning this iconic Ice Age giant. The idea of bringing such a creature back to life, something straight out of Jurassic Park, continues to spark the imaginations of researchers and the public alike. Could we one day walk among mammoths again? Only time and science will tell. With how advanced computer-generated imagery is nowadays, the internet is flooded with terrifying videos that blur the line between reality and imagination. And this one is no exception. In this video, we see a group of divers exploring the ocean depths, only to stumble upon a haunting sight. A collection of enormous, monstrous statues resting on the ocean floor. These statues are massive. Just look at the size of the diver compared to them. The eerie way they're positioned adds to the unsettling vibe. As the camera view slowly moves around, you spot more of these giant figures, and just when you think you've seen it all, the camera tilts down, delivering a creepy jump scare as another statue emerges from below. It's the kind of stuff nightmares are made of. But here's the thing. This entire scene was created using computer-generated imagery. Hats off to the mastermind behind this spine-chilling creation. It's a testament to the strange and creative minds that make us question everything we see online these days. As humans become less and less afraid, it seems like ghosts and spirits are stepping up their game, growing even more powerful, like this one that apparently managed to lift a 365 pounds machine in a hospital. What you just saw is footage of a hospital's anesthesia machine weighing a hefty 365 pounds, mysteriously moving, or rather levitating, on its own. You can clearly see the machine slowly lift off the ground, followed by the entire system attached to it. The bizarre part, this thing is heavy. This eerie event took place in Florida last week and has been driving people wild online. But before we jump to paranormal conclusions, I dug a little deeper and found there might be a logical explanation. Some hospital machines are designed with height-adjustable mechanisms, often using pistons to make them more comfortable for doctors or nurses to use. What we could be witnessing is a malfunction of that system. Or even more unsettling, the work of a hacker who remotely activated the machine's lift function. So while it might not be the work of a ghost, it's still pretty terrifying to think that a machine this heavy could move like that accidentally or through tampering. This next video from China is a wild reminder of why you should always stay alert on the road, even if there aren't any other cars around. Sometimes it's not the traffic you have to worry about. It's the road itself. In this footage, captured by a dashcam in China, everything seems perfectly normal at first. Cars cruising along, the sky clear, nothing out of the ordinary. But suddenly, out of nowhere, a massive explosion rocks the area, launching manhole covers high into the air amidst clouds of dust and debris. One car narrowly avoids a manhole cover as it blasts off the ground, and another driver barely escapes a cover, crashing down onto their vehicle. The chaos unfolds in seconds, creating a scene straight out of an action movie. So what on earth happened here? Turns out the explosion was caused by a pipeline blast underground. The pressure from the explosion was so intense that it forced its way through the manholes, sending those heavy covers flying. Thankfully, everyone walked away unscathed. But imagine if someone had been standing on one of those covers. They would have been launched sky high. Uploaded on TikTok a couple of months ago, this clip was recorded by a man who went looking for his cat, who went into the woods and never came back. The man got worried and had to go look for her himself, not knowing what he was about to witness. Deep into the woods with his camera and flashlight on, he started to hear weird noises from nearby. So he stopped right there and pointed the camera towards the spot the noises were coming from just to record this. A creepy creature popped its head out from behind the tree for a moment and then disappeared back. Since it was dark and the creature was a little far from the man, we do not get a clear picture of what it looked like, but it was certainly a small cryptid with whitish skin and a head. Was the disappearance of the cat linked to this thing? Because according to the man, he was never able to find his cat. For me, it does not look like it is an edited clip. But it could be just an animal too, since we can't see it clearly. Nothing can be said for sure. This clip was recorded by some people who were on their way back home at night when they heard growling noises coming from nearby. It did not take long for the beast to appear right in front of them, and the sight was so terrifying that it can scare even the strongest hearts. Not just a wolf, but this might be the scariest wolf, at least I have ever seen, staring straight at the humans. Fortunately, the animal was not in the mood for hunting that day, and just stayed there looking at them. When uploaded on the internet, many were quick to say that it wasn't a wolf but a skinwalker by the way it looked. But ask me, and I would say it looked more like the dire wolf that had long gone extinct. Or are they? Because apparently there is one right in front of you. Recorded and uploaded by someone unknown. This video shows you a creature you or anyone had never seen before. It looks like a chameleon, but is standing on its two legs, has a long tail, and a weird twig-like structure on its head. The video was uploaded with a caption asking if anyone had any idea about it. But no one knew anything. The viewers were all making their best guesses as to what it was. Some said it was an unknown being yet to be discovered, and for others, it was a complete CG-created video. Ask me, and I'd say that there is a big chance that the video might be fake and edited. When you're out camping deep in the forest with friends, it's crucial to illuminate your surroundings first. If you don't, encounters like the one in this video could happen. The footage captures a group of friends having fun around a campfire during their camping trip. However, one friend, bothered by the campfire smoke, decides to take a breather in the woods. As this friend ventures off, the camera picks up something else emerging from the darkness, following him. This mysterious entity appears humanoid but moves on all fours, with skin that seems hairless. It's remarkably fast and heads straight for the friend, almost as if it was waiting for them to separate before making its move. I hope the friend was okay, and that this creature was just curious about them. Based on the description, it seems like this creature could be something akin to a rake. What are your thoughts on what it might be? This video comes from a lady who was heading home after her night shift. Since the usual road was closed, she opted for a desolate forest trail, leading to an encounter she'll likely remember forever. She captured something strange on camera. While recording, a ghostly, transparent figure materialized out of thin air and swiftly crossed the road. This translucent, humanoid-shaped black figure moved with a posture resembling a human. The lady, understandably frightened, ended the video. The figure gives off a ghostly vibe, appearing like a passing spirit, caught inadvertently on camera. Despite this ghostly encounter, the lady's decision to get out of her car and record with her phone was risky. Apart from encountering a ghost, she could have faced other potentially dangerous situations as well. Here's another intriguing aquatic creature, this time from the Gulf of Mexico. In the video, a fisherman proudly displays a strange-looking fish he caught from the sea. At first glance, the fish seems quite normal as it swims, similar to any other fish. However, the real surprise comes when the fisherman lifts it up to reveal its bottom and face. This fish is unlike anything seen before. It sports 4 fins and an unusual alien-like face with an elongated Pinocchio-like nose and large eyes. The mouth is particularly strange and doesn't resemble a typical fish mouth at all. Additionally, from the bottom, its side fins appear to be a unique combination of hands and fins. The fisherman's catch is undeniably bizarre, and it could possibly be a new species of fish discovered in that area. Forest camping adventures are usually a lot of fun, but at any time, things can take a surprising turn. In this video, recorded by a man during a camping trip with his family, we spot a gigantic humanoid creature in the distance. This creature appears exceptionally tall and seems to be covered in thick black fur. It's bending down, as if collecting something from the ground. After some time, the creature apparently senses that it's being recorded and makes a hasty escape, bringing the video to an end. Judging by its appearance, it certainly resembles the legendary Bigfoot, although it's possible that it might be someone playing a prank in a Bigfoot costume. Regardless, whatever it was an incredibly captivating sight for the family on their camping adventure. This video was posted on Facebook by a user who claims to have been stalked by an unknown creature in his house, and in the video, he manages to capture this eerie encounter. The man in the video is visibly frightened and uneasy, attempting to show us the source of his fear. He explains that he had been hearing hissing noises coming from his backyard, and now he's ventured out to investigate what might be causing it. As he explores the area, he pans the camera toward his shed, where something strange is peeking out, and this thing seems responsible for the hissing sounds. In a trembling voice, the homeowner calls out to the mysterious presence, but it remains silent. Fearing the unknown, the homeowner hastily retreats, and you can clearly see the fear in his eyes as he makes his escape. It's a truly unsettling encounter, and it's hard to comprehend the terror of having something unknown lurking in your own home. Climate change is a harsh reality, impacting us more and more each year, but the consequences extend far beyond humans, as evidenced by the tragic fate of these birds. In February 2016, Nate Finney embarked on an ice fishing trip in Watertown, South Dakota. What awaited him wasn't a peaceful day on the lake, but a shocking scene: a mass die-off of snow geese. The video captures a heartbreaking sight. Around 1,000 birds frozen into the lake's surface, some in lines, others huddled together. These majestic creatures, meant to soar through the sky, met a tragic end, encased in ice. The cause of this avian catastrophe? Sudden and dramatic temperature drop. The water temperature plummeted from a relatively mild temperature to something extremely cold. I am not exactly sure why, but more sources mentioned this. This extreme shift proved deadly for the birds, leading to their mass demise and their final resting place within the frozen lake. These unfortunate birds never stood a chance. Their fate serves as a stark reminder of the devastating impact climate change can have on entire ecosystems. The unsettling feeling of dread that creeps in when we're alone is a primal instinct for a reason, as this video from a young man home alone chillingly demonstrates. This isn't a scene from a horror movie, but a supposedly real capture from Thailand. The video shows a dimly lit bathroom with a sink in the foreground. But what sends shivers down your spine are two tiny legs protruding from beneath the sink, suggesting a small child hiding there. The cameraman, understandably terrified as he's home alone, cautiously approaches the sink. Just as he reaches it, the legs vanish and there is no one in there. Was it a ghost or some other kind of spirit? This undeniably spooky clip is like something straight out of a nightmare. One thing's for sure, after witnessing this, the cameraman's family will likely take his claims of ghosts in the house a lot more seriously. The internet loves a good mystery, especially when it comes to extraterrestrial life. And videos like this one are sure to fuel the speculation fire. What in the world are those things? This video, captured by an apartment dweller, shows some seriously strange glowing orbs in the distance. Across the lake, these objects hover in the sky, pulsating with an intense light that rivals the sun. As the cameraman films, another orb appears briefly before vanishing just as quickly. The remaining two continue to flicker and glow, defying explanation. The cameraman suggests they might be fire, which isn't entirely out of the question, but the consistent size and shape throughout the video argue against that theory. After all, fire tends to spread and change form. So, what are we looking at? Well, The alien life theorist in me likes the idea of a close encounter. But let's be logical. A more down-to-earth explanation could be some kind of experiment happening in the distance. Maybe they're testing artificial suns. Honestly, who knows these days? This is why I love the internet. It keeps the mystery alive. If the last video didn't scream extraterrestrial enough, this next clip from China is sure to make you look twice. This head scratcher comes from a group of villagers in China who spotted a strange trail of smoke streaking across the sky. The video shows a white pointed object ascending, leaving a smoky trail behind it. At first, it appears relatively small, but then in a burst of light and smoke, it expands into a much larger, hazy white area. Now, my initial thought was a rocket experiment. China is a leader in technology, after all, but that weird change in smoke color and the strange zigzag pattern, well, that throws a wrench into that theory. The villagers witnessing this live were understandably confused and even scared. So, what was it? A new Chinese experiment gone awry? Or perhaps something more? Out of this world. The truth is out there. But this video leaves more questions than answers. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. We've explored most of our land, but the oceans remain a vast mystery. Only 5% has been documented, leaving the remaining 95% to our imagination. This video, however, might offer a glimpse of what lurks in those deep unknown waters. Hold on a sec. What is that? This mysterious creature was captured by a boat crew in a Thai river. The cameraman pans across the water's surface where something stirs just beneath. At first glance, it resembles a white jellyfish, lazily drifting along. But then it breaches the surface, and that's when things get interesting. This is unlike any fish I've ever seen before, and by the sounds of it, neither have the onlookers on the boat. The grainy footage makes positive identification difficult, but one thing's for sure. This creature is unlike anything I've ever encountered. It seems to have a bulbous white body, a strange V-shaped mouth, and a fish-like tail. If you have any idea what this might be, hit the comments below. This is a real head-scratcher, and I for one would love to know more about this mystery of the deep. Mirrors. Ordinary objects to some, but for others like me, they hold a deeper mystery, a potential gateway to another dimension. And this next clip might just convince you. Did you see that? This unsettling video comes from Poland and features a father recording his daughter interacting with a mirror. As his daughter touches the mirror, seemingly lost in thought, something strange happens. Keep your eyes peeled. Notice how, when the daughter turns away from the mirror, a hazy, blurry reflection remains. Not only that, but this reflection is eerily staring directly at the camera. Seriously creepy stuff. Those dark, hollow eyes look like they crawled out of a horror movie. The dad seems completely oblivious, going about his business. But let me tell you, after seeing this, there's no way he'd let his daughter near a mirror again. Ever seen those creepy, gooey aliens in science fiction movies? Well, get ready for something similar from the real world. This video, filmed in California, features a man's encounter with a truly unusual-looking worm in his backyard. The footage reveals a long, slimy worm unlike anything most of us have ever seen. Its body is covered in a wet, gooey texture that screams alien, and its movement is the real scare. Those incredibly fast, jerky leg movements almost make it look like there are other creatures helping it crawl. It's like a bizarre combination of moving bugs all rolled into one. Honestly, this whole thing is pure nightmare fuel. I can't say I'd be thrilled to find one of these in my backyard. Maybe a flamethrower is a bit extreme, but yeah, let's keep these guys out of our gardens. Squirming bugs and creepy crawlies, not your thing? You might want to skip this next clip. But if you're feeling brave, then get ready. This next video is equal parts fascinating and unsettling. It features a disgusting cluster of thousands of caterpillars clumped together on the ground. At first glance, this writhing mass looks like some kind of giant snake, but zoom in closer, and you'll see the truth. It's a writhing, pulsating mass of caterpillars. So why do they do this? Believe it or not, this is actually a clever defense mechanism. By clumping together and thrashing around as a group, they confuse potential predators like birds. Birds often hunt based on recognizing shapes, and this tangled mess definitely doesn't fit the caterpillar profile they're used to seeing. Basically, the caterpillars are playing dress up as a snake to avoid becoming a tasty snack. Pretty sneaky, right? Extraterrestrial sightings usually happen here on Earth, but this next clip, unearthed from some old archives and uploaded to Reddit, claims to show something unusual. This grainy telescopic footage shows a bizarre sight in the vastness of space. We see a close-up view of the moon, but something strange appears to be flying in front of it. It's a long, unidentified object, and let's just say it definitely sparks the imagination. Now, to me, it bears a resemblance to those colossal alien squids we see in science fiction movies. This thing just hangs out there for a moment before slowly drifting away. But the most unsettling part, its sheer size. Considering the moon's scale, this object must be massive. So what is it? An alien spacecraft on a lunar reconnaissance mission? Or maybe it's a resident of the moon itself? This video definitely leaves more questions than answers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this evidence of extraterrestrial life, or something more mundane? This next video takes a fun paintball game from light-hearted competition to something straight out of a bizarre war movie.
Мы наблюдаем, взорвали гранату. Вот там серьезно идет война. Прям смотрите, какое пламя.
The video, captured in a Russian paintball arena, shows a group of players enjoying a game when a sudden explosion erupts in the distance. A thick cloud of smoke billows into the sky as the shockwave ripples outward. The players, understandably startled, watch as something strange unfolds. The smoke transforms into a perfect black ring that hovers ominously in the air. This unsettling sight is eerily similar to the unexplained black rings witnessed in the United States, Pakistan, and other countries. Before this video, the origin of these rings remained a mystery, fueling speculation of extraterrestrial activity. However, this incident suggests a man-made cause, but the question remains, what exactly creates these smoke rings? When we think of frogs, we often picture them as lazy, chubby creatures just sitting around, right? But have you ever seen them hunting? This video comes from a house in Florida and was recorded by a family member. In the footage, we see a view of a glass window, and on it, a large moth is strolling. The woman behind the camera is capturing this scene when suddenly, a frog jumps and attacks the moth. The frog swiftly bites the upper body of the moth, and half of it ends up in the frog's mouth. Witnessing this unexpected attack, the woman recording the video becomes surprised and fascinated.
Oh my God! I am filming!
Following the capture, the frog holds the moth in its mouth, and the internal liquid from the moth drips all over the glass window. Personally, I find the way the frog clings and holds onto the moth during all of this quite fascinating and intriguing. After watching this video, it becomes evident that frogs are not creatures to underestimate. Art imitates life, and life imitates art. Until now, I thought this didn't apply to science fiction or horror movies. They seemed like the work of an overly imaginative bunch of people. But after watching this clip, I'm seriously doubting that. I don't know where art ends and reality begins.
What is happening?
A couple is driving through what they claim is somewhere near Niagara Falls. See all these people? They seem to be It's as if somebody yelled statue, and people froze in whatever position they were in. This scene is straight out of a horror flick. If I were in that car, I'd lose my marbles. This just freaks me out. I really hope this is some kind of act or silent protest, and that all these people are voluntarily standing still. If not, I have no logical explanation for this. But one thing's for sure, I'm not going to Niagara Falls anytime soon. What is the one thing you look for the most when you're on vacation? For me, it's peace. I want to escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life and enjoy some quality solitude. Well, this next clip might make that peace a distant dream. This person is showing off their Airbnb booking. Looks great, doesn't it? Cozy bed, nice interiors and furniture, a beautiful bathtub, and plenty of wardrobe space for your belongings. But wait, there's a dark twist. Hidden inside one of those wardrobes is a secret chamber. And it's not just a small space. It's big enough for a few people to walk around and possibly stalk the occupants. But that's not all. This secret chamber leads to another hidden room, a full-size room. It gives off serious serial killer vibes. Why would someone construct such a space and then rent it out? What secrets is the owner hiding? This gives me a very bad feeling. Next time you're on vacation, make sure to thoroughly check your room. You never know what might be lurking behind those walls. Let's raise the horror quotient with this bizarre and chilling video. This person is out in the wild at night. You can hear a river flowing nearby, and the only light comes from the camera or a flashlight. At first, nothing seems out of place. But as they pan the camera around, they spot something unsettling. It looks like a man sitting on the riverbank. But what would someone be doing there at this time, in the pitch black with no light? He seems completely unfazed by the person recording him. He turns slightly to acknowledge the camera, but with no significant reaction. Now, here's where it gets terrifying. Look closely. He's not wearing any clothes. His skin looks bleached, almost white as if burned or decomposed. And his face, just below his eyes. There's something reflecting the light very brightly. Our person tries to get closer, and then the man slowly slips into the water and disappears. Who was that? Or what was that? Definitely not a living person? Is this evidence of the underworld? Was that a corpse caught between life and death? The eerie calm of this video really creeps me out. There's so much we don't know about our reality. What if that thing had attacked our cameraman? It's beyond me. why people take such risks in life. Speaking of life and death, our next clip shows just how fragile and unpredictable life can be. One moment you're laughing and enjoying time with friends, and the next, it's all over. Fair warning, this clip ends in tragedy.
Вот, это уже нихуя. Нет места. Вот, так я уже всю флешку снимал. Ничего себе.
These guys seem to be somewhere in the wild. Judging by their attire, they might be construction workers. There's a bear just outside their cabin, and their dog is trying to chase it away. The men are laughing, completely unaware of the danger they're in.
Сейчас она ему поймает.
Watch closely. Another bear appears, then another. That's 3 full-grown bears. Yet, our men still don't take it seriously, or take any precautions. Suddenly, the biggest bear of them all attacks, and the clip ends there. Tragically, it was reported that they didn't make it. There are a lot of lessons here for all of us. First, stay away from places where you might encounter wild animals. Second, if you ever do, treat them with the utmost respect and caution. Third, protect nature and stop encroaching on wild spaces. The bear acted on instinct. It's these men who lost their survival instinct. So remember to respect the wild and always take caution. We've seen a lot of weird and bizarre stuff on this channel, but I don't remember coming across a haunted Alexa until now. Yes, we're about to witness a haunted Alexa. This video comes from a 20-year-old man who isn't religious and doesn't believe in ghosts or spirits. But even he agrees there's some strange energy in his house. While he was doing laundry in his living room, his Alexa started playing old songs at a low volume in the bedroom. He doesn't listen to these kinds of songs at all. So, 2 questions. 1. Why is Alexa playing these songs? 2. Who instructed Alexa to play them? There's no one in the room. He also claims this isn't the first weird experience he's had. He's seen things move by themselves and heard unexplainable crashing sounds. Here's a twist you didn't see coming. Our man claims all of this started after his girlfriend brought home 2 old dolls. You can see them there, the ones in the gold box. So, could these dolls really be haunted? If they can make Alexa play songs, what else can they do? I'm afraid I'll develop pediophobia if I see any more of these haunted doll videos. For those who don't know, pediophobia is the fear of dolls. What's more dangerous? Haunted dolls or the fear of haunted dolls? If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Our next clip is another reason why you shouldn't venture out to unknown abandoned places at night.
Esto pasó ayer en Barquisimeto. ¿Qué creen ustedes que pueda haber sido?
Here we have some bikers who've captured something very weird and creepy. What is that? Is it a person? A life-size statue? And what's with that bizarre posture? Wait, look closely. The clothes are moving with the wind. So, is this a real person just frozen there? And where exactly are they? What are these bikers doing there at this time? Do they know what that is? If not, why is there no panic among them? This clip is bizarre in so many ways. I just hope our bikers made it out safe. Next up is a clip about one of the most discussed, debated, and controversial creatures ever, Bigfoot. The Bigfoot conspiracy just never seems to go away. Every time we think we've seen it all, another video surfaces to stir up the whole debate.
What the hell? What is that?
Here we have 2 hikers trying to find the perfect spot to camp. They're excited about their location, thinking it's an ideal spot. But then, they see something walking nearby. It's an all-black humanoid bipedal figure. Here's the weird part. The creature goes and hides behind a tree, almost like it knows it doesn't want to be seen. Our hikers, not wanting to take any risks, decide to get out of there quickly. So what do you think? Is this real footage of Bigfoot? Or is it an elaborate setup for views and fame? I'm on the fence about this one. There isn't enough evidence to say if it's real or not. Let us know what you think about this latest Bigfoot footage. From one conspiracy that never goes away to another, unknown flying objects, or as they're now called, unknown aerial phenomenon.
I got this recliner. My neck would be broke right now. Damn.
Here's a man recording a bright, flashy object moving in the sky. It's twinkling, and there's no sound. It's quite high up. All we can see is a flashing dot of light. After a while, another one appears, moving from the opposite direction. Now we have two of them, moving in the same direction. So what are these? Can we attribute their source to something extraterrestrial, or is there a simpler, more earthly explanation? Could they just be satellites in high Earth orbit, and our cameraman, not knowing much about it, is confusing them for something else? There isn't enough material here to say conclusively one way or another. One thing's for sure, we're not seeing shooting stars. We're seeing something real. We just don't know exactly what it is. Our next clip is a stark reminder of how unpredictable life can be. You can be doing nothing wrong and still end up in a freak accident. This video is from inside a public transport bus. Everything seems normal. Suddenly, a deer comes crashing through the front. Glass is flying everywhere, and the commuter in the white shirt takes the brunt of it as the deer flies right at him. The deer is confused and hurt, and the commuter instinctively tries to kick it away. No one can plan or prepare for such an event. Let's see the footage from the front. It's just a normal road, other vehicles passing by. Our bus goes past a signal, and from the side, a deer comes running and jumps directly into the front glass of the bus. Look at the speed and force with which the deer impacts the glass. It's surprising it wasn't hurt more. This could have ended badly for so many. The deer could have died on impact. The commuter could have been seriously injured if the deer had hit him directly a few seconds earlier, and the deer could have hit the driver, causing the driver to lose control and potentially tumble the bus, leaving everyone injured, including people in nearby vehicles. These people were incredibly lucky. It's a reminder that life is fragile and unpredictable. Things can change anytime without warning, so cherish every moment of your life. We've seen some bizarre stuff on this channel, but here's one I never thought I'd see. This clip is from Vashon Island. What bizarre sight are we about to witness on an island? Well, this, yes, that is real. A tree has grown around an abandoned bike, engulfing and swallowing half of it, leaving the other half for us to see and admire. Our human lives are short, living moment to moment. But for the universe, things happen on a much larger scale, over years, decades, centuries, and millennia. Imagine a small sapling growing. Some kid, a few decades or half a century ago, left their bike there for some reason. The sapling grew around the bike initially, and over the years, it slowly lifted the bike a few feet above the ground as it grew. How fascinating would it have been if we had a time-lapse video of this. Here's some nightmarish stuff. All those alien movies with weird and terrifying creatures eating other living things. They send chills down your spine. Well, they're not always the product of some creative director's imagination. More often than not, they're inspired by real-life creatures that most people wouldn't normally see. Here's one such creature. This is a cuttlefish. Look at how it shoots its tentacles out and pulls its prey in. Absolutely terrifying. Now, imagine that fish being 10 or 15 feet long and you're the prey. I need to make a mental note. Never do something as stupid as exploring the ocean. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. We've got plenty of ghost videos on this channel, and after a few hundred, you get an idea of where most ghosts are caught on camera, usually in dark, wild, abandoned places. But until now, I've never come across a ghost video from a gym in broad daylight. Well, there's a first time for everything.
Sí, parece que es una energía muy mala.
Ay, Dios mío, ¿qué le pasó?
Mamá, mire.
No, Dios, no, eso no es normal.
This man is exercising in a gym. He's the only one there. Weird things start happening, but he doesn't notice them at first. See those ropes rocking back and forth, even though nobody touched them, and then the light goes off in the stairway. Next, the medicine ball rolls over by itself. This spooks our man. He grabs his things to get out of there, but the ball rolls even further. As he's trying to make his way out, something pulls him by his legs and drags him across the floor. This is absolutely terrifying. Imagine the power it must take to lift and drag a person by the leg. This doesn't look staged at all. That man had nothing attached to him like strings to fake this. Whatever happened here is real. The only question is what? How comfortable are you now going to the gym and working out by yourself? In the next 3 videos, we're going to see something we can't explain. Seemingly ordinary places and setups, but something unexplainable happens. Let's start with the first one.
Donnie, someone just played the piano.
Here's footage from someone's living room. A lady is going about her daily chores when suddenly the piano starts playing by itself, or something invisible played the piano. She immediately calls out for Donald, telling him that someone just played the piano.
Someone just played the piano. Someone just played the piano. I don't know.
The video is grainy, probably to protect the privacy of the people in it, but the reaction of the woman and the sounds in the video appear natural. So how is this possible? Is there an explanation for this? Next up, we have footage from what looks like a hospital. There's a gurney in the hallway. Watch what happens next. Something invisible just lifted the gurney and adjusted its position from lying down to sitting up. There doesn't appear to be any foul play involved. So, how did that happen? Is there any scientific explanation that makes sense here? I can't think of any. The fact that this footage is from a hospital makes it even more disturbing and scary. This next clip takes the cake. This seems to be footage from someone's living room. See that rocking chair? There's nobody in the room, yet it's rocking back and forth. We could write this off as wind blowing from somewhere, causing the chair to move, but then observe closely. The chair stops rocking for a brief moment, as if someone got up from it, and then it starts rocking again. Next, the furniture in front of the chair moves as if pushed by an invisible force. Then, a pillow on the sofa is moved, and another pillow falls to the floor. The furniture in front of the chair is pushed further with some force. That's too many unexplained things happening in one video. So, what do you think of the last 3 clips? Is there any way to explain what happened in these videos? It's clear there was no human interference. There seemed to be some invisible force influencing the physical world. This begs the question, are ghosts and spirits real? If it's ghosts in each of these videos, why is their influence so limited? Why don't we see them doing more substantial and dangerous things? Or is it something far crazier, like the colliding or overlapping of universes, causing a momentary glitch? I'm just thinking out loud here. Maybe all of this is true, or none of it is. All I know is we can't explain these events in conventional terms. If any of you have theories, do share. Do you believe in ghostly possessions? If not, then this video might make you reconsider.
الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم.
In this eerie footage, a man explores an abandoned house that appears to have been deserted for quite some time. As he records the desolate interior, he comes across a strange sight. Startled by this unexpected discovery, the cameraman's fear intensifies, prompting him to recite prayers.
Allahu Akbar! La ilaha illallah!
To his horror, as he begins chanting, the cameraman's terror escalates as he witnesses this inexplicable sight. Still trembling with fear, the cameraman cautiously approaches the toy and kicks its head to determine if it's somehow alive. Finding no response, he hastily retreats, ending the video. The eerie phenomenon is sure to haunt the cameraman's nightmares for weeks to come, leaving us questioning the unseen forces at play in the abandoned house. In this video, we see it from the perspective of a man and his friend who have stumbled upon an intriguing tunnel in a wall late at night. Motivated by curiosity, they decide to investigate where this tunnel might lead. The friend leads the way with a flashlight, and the man with the camera follows into the narrow passage. As they progress further into the tunnel, they pause to scan the area with the flashlight. Suddenly, an unidentified, furry bipedal creature darts out from the depths of the tunnel towards them. The details are unclear due to the poor lighting, but it's evident that the animal is unlike any typical wildlife they've encountered before. Understandably alarmed, the two individuals make a quick and frantic retreat, managing to escape the tunnel. It's one of those encounters that's both thrilling and a little bit terrifying. It makes you wonder what's lurking in the shadows when we're not paying attention. Personally, I'm glad they got out okay, but part of me is super curious about what that creature was. In this intriguing video, a man is driving when he comes across a sight that is as baffling as it is fascinating. Captured from his car, the footage shows a small, thin figure making its way across the street. The figure has the shape and appearance of a human, but is remarkably miniature, standing at about 50 to 60 centimeters, or around 20 inches in height. It's clear from the video that this isn't a child. The proportions are all wrong. The figure is too slender, more akin to a miniature adult than anything else. It's as though an adult has been scaled down by some fantastical shrink machine. The existence of such a being on a regular street is a profound deviation from the ordinary and naturally raises a multitude of questions. Where did it come from? What is it exactly? The footage doesn't provide clear answers, but it does offer a glimpse into the extraordinary, challenging my perceptions of what is possible. Personally, I find the video intriguing, and I can't stop wondering if this is not just an edit. The video presents a tense yet remarkable encounter on a forest path where a man finds himself in an incredibly delicate situation. Filmed by another individual from a safe distance, we observe the man standing motionless with his hands raised as he faces two bears. In this intense moment, one of the bears approaches the man, being curious. The bear moves in closer, seemingly trying to decipher what this human presence means within its natural habitat. The man, for his part, remains impressively composed, understanding that sudden movements could be interpreted as a threat by the wildlife before him. The bear's investigative sniffing is a critical moment of interaction between species, and the video cuts off, leaving the outcome unresolved. These kind of encounters freak me out. I am well aware of the possibility of encountering a bear while hiking, but I think that nothing can prepare you for the moment you meet these terrifying creatures while enjoying nature. I don't know how I would react. In this video, you're seeing something unusual and intriguing through what seems to be a microscope. There are two orange worm-like creatures arranged end-to-end in a circle. They're moving in a peculiar way, almost like the way our intestines move when they push food through our system. These creatures could be some type of small worms or another kind of microorganism using this movement to get around. What they're doing in that circle is a bit of a mystery. It could be part of their way of eating, moving, or something else we don't understand without more information. Personally, I find it fascinating to catch a glimpse of these tiny life forms. I am not sure what these creatures are, and I am very curious about it. If you know what could they be, write in the comments. The video showcases a series of intriguing photographs capturing the remains of an unusual animal found on an ocean shore. The visuals reveal an animal with fur, positioned belly up, displaying distinctive claws and fangs, a sight that certainly piques curiosity and perhaps a bit of mystery. From the images and the accompanying story, we learn that this peculiar find was made following a storm, suggesting that the turbulent weather may have played a role in bringing the creature to the shore. The mention of experts proposing that it could be a skunk adds an interesting twist to the tale. Skunks are not typically associated with oceanic environments, making this explanation both surprising and a topic of speculation. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. The video presents an unusual sight, filmed from the safety of a woman's home. She captures footage of a creature that defies easy categorization, appearing as a hybrid between a rat and a worm. This peculiar animal moves along the ground near a wall, showcasing characteristics that are both fascinating and a bit unsettling. With the body and movement reminiscent of a worm, combined with the tail of a rat, this creature presents a unique visual puzzle. Its size is notable too, measuring at least 15 centimeters or 6 inches in length and possessing a substantial thickness. The way it moves, akin to the undulating motion of a worm, adds to the intrigue surrounding its appearance. This video makes me very curious of what this creature can be. I am sure I have seen it around somewhere, but I can't remember where. The video captured by a surveillance camera inside a mosque presents a compelling and mysterious scene. It shows individuals dressed in white engaging in prayer or meditation, seated on their knees with their heads and bodies bowed in reverence. A humanoid shadow materializes suddenly, with no apparent source or explanation. This shadowy figure captures our attention as it moves with purpose across the room. Its destination seems to be the door, and as it reaches this threshold, the figure appears to dematerialize or vanish into thin air, leaving no trace of its presence. The appearance of such a figure makes me raise questions and speculations about its nature. One interpretation offered is that it could be a jinn, a being from Islamic mythology, known for its ability to shapeshift and appear in various forms, often invisible to the human eye. What do you think this could be? The video captured from a parking lot in a residential area of New Jersey showcases an extraordinary and unusual sight that is as bewildering as it is fascinating. The person behind the camera manages to record a bear. Remarkably, the bear is seen walking on two legs, much like a human, as it navigates the street with an almost casual demeanor. As the bear approaches a trash can, it continues to maintain its bipedal stance, peering inside the container with a level of curiosity and scrutiny one might expect from a person rather than a wild animal. Despite this human-like investigation, the bear seems to find nothing of interest, and maintaining its upright posture, decides to simply move on, minding its own business. Personally, I find this video both amusing and a little awe-inspiring. It's a reminder of the unexpected wonders our world has to offer, and the sometimes thin line between human and animal behavior. The video in question offers a glimpse into an extraordinary and somewhat unsettling sight, captured from the back of a truck that's transporting animals. The person filming has stumbled upon a creature that, at first glance, seems to resemble a cow. However, upon closer inspection, it's clear this is no ordinary cow. The most striking feature is the animal's head, which appears to be split in half by a pronounced line that divides not only the head, but also the mouth and tongue. As a result, when the cow opens its mouth, two tongues are visible, extending outwards in an unusual display. This peculiar physical trait makes the animal a subject of fascination and speculation. Without knowing more, it's challenging to determine the exact nature or cause of this unique appearance. It could be a rare genetic mutation, or perhaps a condition not commonly seen by the general public. On a personal note, encountering such a distinctive creature is a reminder of how vast and surprising nature and its anomalies can be. I'm sure most of us would call it a cryptid if we saw it in the wild. On a clear day, a man happens to capture what looks like Bigfoot casually walking out through a small clearing of a forest and back into the woods. The creature's features may prove it to be Bigfoot, as it walks on twos and appears much more prominent than the average human height. Its arms extend downwards below the waistline and seem to have a thick coat of brown fur. The video quality isn't as clear and makes it hard to make out what the face looks like, but its tall, towering stature, long ape-like arms, and the appearance of thick fur could be an indication of the existence of the cryptid Bigfoot. A woman enjoying the comfort of her home on a sofa happens to see something strange at the window right next to her door that sends chills down her spine. A dark figure appears at the window, also captures the attention of two of her dogs, who stare at the door, putting the lady's nerves on edge. She starts to record it, and the dark figure disappears after some time. The dogs disperse, notifying the lady that the supposed danger that appeared on her door may be gone, but it leaves the lady puzzled as to what this figure could be, and its intentions. For all we know, it could be a shadow of a harmless animal walking around and happening to wind up at her front door, or maybe something sinister could be lurking around stalking on the house residents. Two kids were recording their adventure while in the woods when they heard screams coming from deeper within. The screams started as a faint cry for help, but as they walked deeper into the forest, they grew louder, as though someone was desperately trying to escape an ordeal. At first, they think it is some children trying to summon demons by shouting. To them, it appears to be some kind of a joke, but the louder the screams got, the scarier they became. Eventually, they near where their screams were. They panic, and they decide to retreat from the forest into a nearby grassland. Even after distancing from the scene, they could still hear the desperate cries for help from the forest. The kids might have presumed it to be a joke, but maybe something serious could be happening, and a victim needed help. I think it would be best if the kids could have dialed and reported to the authorities. This wildlife enthusiast was taking a nature walk in the middle of the forest when he caught it all with his camera. There, when he zooms his camera, the creature comes into view. It is in a hunched position, making it hard to recognize its face. It has a towering height and covered with thick brown fur. It notices it is being watched and tries to hide between the branches. As the video continues, the creature struts away, leaving the witness speculated. Maybe this could be an ordinary orangutan that could be easily mistaken with the legendary Bigfoot. Imagine being all alone in a forest in the middle of the night, and you suddenly get the gut feeling you are being watched. Well, this curious man was not new to this when he encountered something really strange in the woods. Upon spotting something with his flashlight, he decides to record it. When he zooms on the figure, there, it reveals itself. A gray ghost entity appears right next to a tree, just right beside the path. The person in this clip might have a story to tell as horror unravels in front of their eyes. The ghost-like entity appears to be slowly rising up, exposing more of its pale structure. It has elongated arms that stretch below its supposed waistline. Its face isn't clearly seen, but it has taken a humanoid form. I think this is some type of cryptid, or worse, it could be the infamous skinwalker. What would you do when faced with such a figure that looks to be straight out of a horror film? The forest. A place of serenity and stunning nature, but also a hidden realm teeming with life. And sometimes that life can get a little strange, to say the least. This chilling clip comes from explorer Ron and his team, who were deep in the woods, nestled in their cozy cabin. As Ron explains in the interview, their peaceful night was shattered by an unsettling sound, a loud, eerie howl echoing through the darkness. Curiosity, or maybe a touch of bravery, got the better of Ron, and he decided to mimic the sound. To their surprise, it was answered. The howl came back, even closer this time. As the howls continued, it became clear there wasn't just one creature out there. There were two. After capturing these terrifying sounds on tape, Ron and his team sent it off to Dr. Lin for analysis. And the results? Well, let's just say they're enough to send shivers down your spine. Based on the sound's pitch, the doctor estimated the creatures to be physically larger than a man, standing between 7 and 8 feet tall. Hearing this analysis, and knowing there were multiple creatures out there, definitely puts a new spin on the idea of a peaceful forest camping trip, right? It makes you wonder what other secrets the woods might be hiding. Maybe next time I'm camping, I'll stick to telling ghost stories by the fire. Have you ever talked to someone who worked in police forensics, especially dealing with video footage? I bet they've seen some terrifying stuff, but nothing quite like this. Creepy, right? This video comes from a police investigation department. It shows a car that was involved in a roadside accident. The videographer recorded the wrecked car at the scene, but when he took it back to the office for editing, he saw something horrifying. Slowing down the video, they noticed a distorted child's face in the back seat, staring directly at the camera. There's no mistaking it, a child's face, somehow appearing inside the wrecked car. The videographer was in shock, thinking it might be his imagination. But when he showed it to other editors, they saw it too. This child's face materialized from the seat back, staring right into the camera in a way that's just bone-chillingly creepy. According to the police report, the family involved in the accident was taken to the hospital, and there was nobody else in the car at the time of the recording. So, who was that child? A ghost? The spirit of someone who met a similar fate in that very spot? This video is seriously unsettling, and it leaves you with more questions than answers. What do you guys think? According to Navajo legends, skinwalkers are terrifying shapeshifters who can transform into animals. While these tales might seem like campfire spooks, one homeowner's recent experience will shake you up. This video comes straight from a homeowner who noticed his three-legged dog acting strange. We all know dogs can be goofy, but this was next-level weirdness. So, the homeowner decided to catch it on camera. In the video, you see a doorway. Then, something shuffles past on two legs. But that's not all. The thing actually walks through the doorway. And guess what? It's the homeowner's dog, but moving in a way that'll send shivers down your spine. It's walking on two legs, smoothly and efficiently, which is just plain unnatural for a dog with a missing limb. The homeowner says the weirdness didn't stop there. The dog's behavior around food was off the charts too. Now here's the thing that freaks me out. Maybe the dog learned to walk like that to compensate for its missing leg. But what if that's not the case? What if, I hate to even say it, what if it wasn't the homeowner's dog at all? Maybe it was a skinwalker. I sure wouldn't want to be in that homeowner's shoes. Reddit, land of the ultra-specific question and the downright terrifying story. This one definitely falls into the latter category.
Hello?
This video features a girl calling her boyfriend Zach, but the answer she gets is anything but comforting. In the video, she starts recording the call, and what comes through the speaker will send chills down your spine. It's not your typical bad connection static. No, these are screeching, inhuman noises that sound like something out of a horror movie. Like a creepy creature breathing into the microphone, trying and failing miserably to form words. The whole 2 minutes are filled with this unearthly sound. The girl, understandably freaked out, heads to her boyfriend's place after the call ends. Guess what? He claims he never made that call, and his phone history backs him up. So, who was on the other end? Now, some might say it's just static. But trust me, static doesn't screech like that. There's also the prank theory. Maybe Zach pulled a fast one and deleted the call log. No way he could mimic that. They were pure nightmare fuel. This one seriously creeps me out. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Security cameras are supposed to give us peace of mind, right? A watchful eye over our precious belongings. But sometimes they capture things that leave us with more chills than comfort. This footage comes from a homeowner's security camera in California, and what it caught is downright strange. It's a short clip, barely 3 seconds long. We see a seemingly ordinary living room when suddenly, did you see that? A figure darts through the doorway. It moves with a blur, disappearing into another room. Now, here's the scary part. The homeowner swears nobody was home at that time. They were all out for dinner. So, what was that? Slowing down the video only makes it creepier. The figure seems almost transparent. A wisp of smoke vaguely resembling a child. Needless to say, the homeowner is shaken. This wasn't just some playful kid roaming the house after bedtime. Some clips are short, but full of chaos. This guy knew to start filming before anything was happening, so I am guessing they set it all up. We see a guy just frantically running from the forest, stumbling down next to the car. After which moment, a deer suddenly appears from that spot. The guy keeps on laughing. I'm not exactly sure what is going on, so maybe you can let me know. I have no idea where the deer appeared from, and what is up with the guy. Is he fine? I would be more worried about the guy and also the deer, instead of laughing. The forest has always fascinated me. There's so much to discover under its leafy canopy, but it can also be a place of unsettling encounters, like the one this mother had.
This trail, and I keep hearing that same scream. Here it is again. I can't even imagine what it could be. Like, it's definitely not a bird or some kind of animal.
This video features a mother on a peaceful walk with her baby on a trail in Vancouver. Everything seems idyllic. The mom's cooing at her baby, asking it to say hi. Then, silence explodes. A blood-curdling scream rips through the air, echoing from the dense woods. The mom flinches, clearly startled, but tries to brush it off, continuing to play with her baby. But the scream comes again. This time, it's louder, closer. It sends shivers down your spine. The mom instinctively scoops up her baby and turns for home. As they walk, the screams keep coming, growing more and more frequent, as if whatever's making that horrifying noise is gaining on them.
Definitely not a bird or some kind of animal. What the heck?
If whatever's making that horrifying noise is gaining on them. This definitely had Skinwalker vibes written all over it. I can't shake the feeling the baby might have been the target. They say animals have a sixth sense, that they can see things we can't. But lately, even our cameras seem to be picking up on the unseen. This next video, captured just this year, 2024, on a farm, is a real head-scratcher. The video shows two cows peacefully enjoying a night on the farm. Suddenly, something bizarre occurs. As one cow grazes and the other rests, a small humanoid figure materializes out of thin air. This figure walks past the black cow and then vanishes as inexplicably as it appeared. The figure resembles a short human with disproportionate features. Long legs, a small torso, and a large, oddly shaped head. Its entire body appears white and almost textured. Based solely on its appearance, one might think it's an alien due to its elongated limbs and prominent head. However, the way it materializes and disappears without a trace suggests a more paranormal explanation. Whatever it is, those cows couldn't care less. They're just going about their bovine business, completely unfazed. Have you ever felt like the world is glitching like we're stuck in some giant computer simulation and things just aren't working right. Well, this video involving a news helicopter might have you convinced. Believe it or not, this video isn't frozen. It was filmed by a Texas farmer who captured a strange sight involving a news helicopter. In the video, a news channel helicopter hovers overhead. However, the helicopter's blades appear to be motionless. While the helicopter itself flies and moves forward, the blades look frozen in place. Even during descent for landing, the blades seem unmoving. Glitch in the matrix? Not quite. The culprit here is the camera's frame rate. Movies and videos are captured at specific frame rates. If the video is shot at 30 frames per second, and the helicopter's blades rotate at 30 times per second, they'll be in the same position in every frame, making them appear frozen. In essence, the blades sync up with the camera's frame rate, creating the illusion of a glitch. This next clip is a real wake-up call for anyone who hops in their car without a quick look underneath. Trust me, it could save a life, and maybe a feathered friend too. This TikTok video perfectly demonstrates why checking your tires before you drive is crucial. In the video, the user pans down to their Jeep wheel, and there, nestled right in, is a whole owl. The owl's perched there, completely camouflaged until the camera catches its eye. Suddenly, it's all alertness and defense. The owl opens its wings to intimidate the cameraman, and then jumps on him, leaving him startled. The video ends there, but I can't imagine what would have happened if the driver hadn't checked and just started driving. But why do animals do that? Hide under our cars. Outdoor animals looking for cover. They're warm for quite a while after being parked, and have lots of cozy spots to curl up in. So this owl just saw some warmth under there and hid. Thank God the owl was lucky enough that the driver checked before starting the car. There are two camps when it comes to extraterrestrial life: believers and skeptics. This video might just make the doubters think twice. The clip, which appears to originate in Sweden, captures a truly bizarre sight in the night sky. While an empty street occupies the foreground, the real star of the show is high above. As the camera zooms in, we see multiple lights arranged in an unusual formation, reminiscent of a saucer or some otherworldly dish. Upon closer inspection, the object even seems to possess a definite shape, like a massive unknown flying object hovering over a Swedish town. The authenticity of the video is certainly questionable. Something of that size would likely have garnered significant attention from local news outlets. However, it's also possible that this particular sighting simply hasn't reached the public eye yet. We've all had that eerie feeling of being watched, but this clip from Sri Lanka takes it to a whole new level. The video, captured by an apartment resident in Sri Lanka, could be mistaken for a divine presence keeping watch. It showcases the view from their window, where a peculiar cloud formation takes center stage from the very beginning. The shape bears an uncanny resemblance to a monster humanoid figure with glowing eyes seemingly fixated on the camera. However, before you jump to conclusions, it's important to remember this is simply a cloud formation, not a living entity or monster. The glowing eyes are most likely a result of sunlight peeking through gaps in the clouds. Despite the natural explanation, the cloud's elongated shape, with its long arms and torso, is undeniably creepy and could send shivers down your spine. Ghosts and spirits, as much as they are scary and terrifying, can also be very annoying and mischievous. Just like what this homeowner encountered.
We came into the kitchen and every single cabinet is open.
Who could be behind it? This video was recorded by a homeowner in the middle of the night when they heard banging noises from their kitchen. In the video, we see that the whole kitchen is a mess, with every drawer and cupboard wide open. The homeowner shows everything on camera, and we can see everything was left wide open. The mother of the owner is also confused about what just happened. The homeowner blames it on paranormal activities. However, to me, it looks like there could have been someone breaking into the house and searching in the kitchen. But again, why would someone search in the kitchen if they broke into the house to steal? This is quite chilling and bizarre footage. Rumors of our school being built on a cemetery and harboring ghostly activity have swirled for years, but this video from a night janitor might be the proof we never expected.
See, no. It just follows me no matter what. Ooh! No, I can't.
The clip, captured by a school janitor during his late shift, features an encounter that seems ripped straight from a horror movie. In the video, the janitor explains the school's history and the stories of strange occurrences whispered among past janitors. He then enters a classroom littered with balloons and graffiti, remnants of a recent party. However, his focus quickly shifts to a single balloon exhibiting unusual behavior. The janitor claims the balloon seems to follow him around the room, even when he's not looking directly at it. We see him inflate the balloon, and then witness it move seemingly on its own before trailing behind him. Though visibly taken aback, the janitor continues filming as he exits the classroom. The balloon persists in its pursuit, floating down the hallway after him, until the video cuts out. One can't help but wonder what caused the balloon's bizarre movements. Its slow, deliberate following is undeniably creepy. In that situation, most of us wouldn't hesitate to grab a needle just to be safe. There's a reason why desolate roads at night make most of us nervous, and this video from India perfectly captures that feeling. Did you notice that? A tourist in India was traveling towards Tiger Point and casually recording a Snapchat of the road at 1 in the morning when something really creepy was captured in his snap. In the video, we see the driver navigating a desolate, rainy road. He passes a car parked on the roadside with its headlights on, and the video ends. Everything seems fine, right? Not until we slow down the video at the 4-second mark. You see a hand appears on the windshield from above. The hand looks humanoid, but there's something creepy about it. It appeared out of nowhere, and the driver didn't notice it at the time. He only saw it later when he was back at his apartment and reviewed his snap. Whose hand was that? Was it linked to the car parked on the roadside? It's all truly unsettling. A New Jersey homeowner, plagued by mysterious nighttime disturbances in the kitchen, decided to set up a Ring camera to catch the culprit. The resulting footage left them utterly unsettled. The video, captured by the Ring camera positioned in the homeowner's kitchen, reveals a scene of disarray. Dishes scattered across the counter. But amidst the clutter, an even more unsettling event unfolds. A broom leaning against the counter near the fridge suddenly topples over, propelled by an unseen force, and crashes into a glass jar. shattering it completely. The homeowner was fast asleep upstairs at the time of the incident. With no one else present, the broom's movement and the force with which it struck the jar are undeniably strange. While the video doesn't definitively prove anything paranormal, it certainly suggests an unexplained phenomenon. One thing's for sure. The homeowner now has undeniable evidence that something unusual is happening in their house. A group of friends set out on a drive to test the new forward-looking infrared night vision system on their ultimate tow rig, but what they captured on camera was far from what they expected. As they cruised down a desolate road at night for the test, they encountered a bizarre sight: a hairy humanoid creature crossing their path. Multiple cameras mounted on the truck recorded the mysterious being, revealing its tall, humanoid appearance and unique walk that didn't resemble any known animal. The creature, brown in color, stood out against the darkness of the night. According to the friends, this creature resembled the legendary Bigfoot, with sightings reported in other parts of Grizzled Gloosh in recent times. So what do you think? Was it truly Bigfoot, or perhaps just someone pulling a prank on the friends? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Classical music fans, you know the accordion sound. But have you ever heard a ghost play one? Let me tell you, it's not exactly a joyful experience. Seriously? Who's playing that? This video comes from a homeowner who was startled by the sound of a harmonium coming from his grandfather's room. The kicker, his grandpa had passed away a long time ago, and there was no one else in the house. The homeowner grabbed his camera and headed to his grandpa's room, where he captured this unsettling scene. The grandfather's harmonium was playing by itself, the bellows slowly expanding and contracting, producing an eerie melody. Needless to say, the homeowner was freaked out and confused. There was no logical explanation. It was playing on its own. This whole situation is seriously creepy, especially considering the homeowner mentioned his grandpa loved playing the harmonium. Maybe it's his grandpa's spirit back for a late-night practice session? Imagine waking up to this nightmare. Water halfway up your window. That's exactly what happened to a homeowner in Hamburg, Germany. This intense video comes straight from Hamburg. A homeowner captured their ground floor engulfed by water. The footage shows water raging up to the middle of the window, crashing against the glass like a wild beast. Waves are forming and hitting the window with force. But thankfully, the window seems to be holding strong. While the location isn't confirmed, it looks like a dock building, and that water level at the ground floor is seriously scary. The way the water slams against the window makes you think it could break at any moment, especially if debris gets swept up in the waves. Honestly, I wouldn't be brave enough to stay in that room with water threatening to burst through. Imagine being deep in the Russian wilderness when night falls and you realize you're lost. That's the nightmare scenario a hiker found himself in, and what happened next will send shivers down your spine. Take a good look. This video, captured by the hiker himself, shows a dense forest at night. But that's not all. Peer through the bushes. Do you see that? A pair of glowing eyes stare directly at the camera. reflecting the flash in an unnerving gaze. The feeling of being watched in the vast darkness is enough to shake you up. But the horror doesn't stop there. As the camera pans to the side, another pair of eyes emerges from the shadows. The video cuts short, leaving us with a lingering sense of dread. What were those eyes? Their height suggests a large animal, maybe a wildcat. Yet the shape is strangely humanoid. This encounter has sparked a firestorm of theories. Could it be a trick of the light, a nocturnal predator, or something entirely unknown? What do you think lurks in the darkness of this Russian forest? Nessie on vacation. The Loch Ness Monster, a legendary creature from Scottish folklore, might not be confined to its namesake lake after all. This recent video from Albania has sparked debate online. The footage appears to capture a massive creature with a long neck emerging from a lake. The resemblance to classic Loch Ness Monster photos is uncanny. After briefly breaking the surface, the mysterious creature dips back under, leaving viewers to speculate. Some believe it's a giant catfish. But have you ever seen a catfish with such an elongated neck? To me, it looks uncannily like Nessie. But what could a legendary Scottish monster be doing in an Albanian lake? Did Nessie decide to take a prehistoric vacation? Or is there something even more mysterious lurking in the depths? One thing's for sure, this video reignites the legend of the Loch Ness Monster and opens the door to exciting possibilities. This next clip from India showcases a rather bizarre sight of a fire-resistant goat casually warming itself by the flames. Filmed at an Indian temple, this video captures a black goat confidently resting its face in the fire. What's truly remarkable is that despite the proximity to the flames, the goat doesn't seem bothered at all. Its horns and face are right in the midst of the fire, yet there's no sign of burns or distress. It's almost as if this goat has some sort of built-in fire resistance. But the strangeness doesn't end there. In another surprising moment, a lady appears in the frame and casually handles the fire with her bare hands. She effortlessly picks up the coal used to feed the flames and walks away as if it's the most natural thing in the world. Witnessing these events, one can't help but wonder if the people at this temple possess some extraordinary abilities, or if there's a rational explanation behind this baffling scene. For more captivating content like this, click here. Thank you for tuning in.